He was convicted of killing a Houston police officer and a store clerk. Now the DA says Alfred Dwayne Brown is an innocent man. But that's not how the victims' families or the police union see it. Jessica Borg looks at what this decision means for this case.
This is the report detailing Alfred Brown's investigation.
That report officially declaring Brown innocent, outlined by Special Prosecutor John Raley. It concludes Alfred Dwayne Brown did not kill veteran H.
All right, I was just told that I didn't have no sound. Let me know if I got some sound. Let me know if I got some sounds. Hit some thumbs up. Hit the let me know. Put a number 1 in the live chat. Do a little something, so I know I got some sound. Okay. Ooh, I just turned it up myself. I could hear it. So let me reiterate. Let me go back over where I was. My feed got taken down. I don't know what happened. I think I was going so fast that the feed tripped, failed, and made me start over. But I'm not tripping. All right. I'm talking about now Alfred Brown. And if you missed it, first we talked about the NYPD. Out of over 2,400 cases that people complained, over 2,400 complaints, they looked in and investigated 888 of them, and they found 0 to be credible. That was the first thing we did. And again, the live feeds are going to be chopped up in 2 halves because I got tripped up and got tripped off. So now I'm back. So I'm reiterating what we did. The next story was about Andrew Yang. Andrew Yang, the guy running for president. You can hear me, Betty Boos? Appreciate it. You never told me what you stopped to get the drink on. But yes, Andrew Yang, he felt as if his microphone was unplugged. A lot of the time during the debate, he said that he was saying things and you just couldn't hear what he was saying. Andrew Yang said, I was talking but couldn't nobody hear me. Nobody could hear Yang. He was just out there doing the dang Yang and couldn't nobody hear him. So that was the other story. All right. And now we're talking about Alfred Brown. So let me get to it. I'm going to show you guys a video. Then I'm going to jump back ahead where I was on the article. All right. Oh, you got some vodka, You got some vodka. All right, Betty Boo, sit tight, sit with me so you can know what's going on. I think you were here before we got cut off. But let me do it again for the people who just now are getting with us. All right?
Of killing a Houston police officer and a store clerk. Now the DA says Alfred Dwayne Brown is an innocent man. But that's not how the victims' families or the police union see it. Jessica Borg looks at what this decision means for this case.
This is the report detailing Alfred Brown's investigation.
That report officially declaring Brown innocent, outlined by Special Prosecutor John Raley. It concludes Alfred Dwayne Brown did not kill veteran HPD officer Charles Clark and mom of 2, Alfredia Jones, during a robbery at a check cashing store 16 years ago.
The evidence shows that he was not present at the crime scene and therefore is actually innocent of the charges against him.
KHOU was there when Brown was released from prison and reunited with relatives in 2015. He had already served about a decade on death row. Released after the state's highest criminal court ruled the government violated his rights by not turning over evidence that supported his alibi. Phone records, the special prosecutor says, was deliberately concealed by then Assistant DA Dan Rizzo. The report says Rizzo...
You hear that? Deliberately not presented by the then District Attorney Dan Rizzo. Let me get back to it.
To manipulate witness testimony for the grand jury to get a conviction.
One woman was threatened with sexual assault in prison if she didn't tell the story that the grand jurors wanted to hear.
The wife of murdered Officer Clark says she doesn't buy it.
I know Dan Rizzo has been thrown under the bus. I appreciate everything he has done for me and the families. I support him.
The head of the police union says he wants the case once again presented to a grand jury, accusing DA Kim Ogg of finding Brown innocent for political purposes.
No one in their right mind who has seen all the evidence would believe that this case would even come close to meeting the standard of actual innocence.
Actual innocence allows Brown to be compensated by the state for wrongful conviction and imprisonment. His lawyer says under state rules, he can ask for nearly $2 million.
That, of course, is a lot of money, but it doesn't begin to compensate someone for spending 12 years and 62 days locked in prison.
The DA stands by the report.
My obligation as an advocate is not to tell people what they want to hear, but to tell them the truth.
2 men remain in prison for their roles in the murders. In downtown Houston, Jessica Borg, KHOU 11 News.
All right, so there you have it. I ran back the clip of what happened. So in 2005, he was put in prison for a murder, a botched robbery, and then fast forward 2015, comes out, they say that he didn't do it. But when they released him, they didn't say that he was actually innocent. They just released him. And so fast forward, that brings us to this article that I'm reading here today. Let me go over to the article. Let me see where I am, because I'm not going to reread the whole article. We got pretty advanced into it, but I will go back up to it, show you the headlines, and explain just in case you miss. Ex-death row prisoner Alfred Brown moves to restart his civil suit after Texas comptroller refuses request for compensation. Okay? So the comptroller is refusing his request for compensation. This is after he spent 12 years, over 12 years, I think it was 12 years and 64 days in jail. Okay? And I was saying earlier, I understand some people, public opinion doesn't always make a difference. It don't make a difference at all once that gavel is slammed. What the judge says always supersedes the court of public opinion. Because if you want somebody to be free and that judge say he's guilty, then off you go. Okay? And so technically, they said that he was innocent. They said he didn't do it, but they won't give him his money. So he had to sue. Okay? And now after they got a special investigator, they end up finding out that he is innocent and they grant him his actual innocence. That's the key word here. Actual innocence. Actual, factual. Again, if you guys are out here, hit the subscribe button. I mean, where do you subscribe? It's right there. Hit that. Hit the subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you can be notified. If you out there on the Facebooks, hit the share. Sharing is caring. Look out for your partner. All right? Look out for your partner. So what I'm going to do is get back to where I was at in the article, and we can continue from there. All right? And again, I had to do a little bit of fast forwarding just to catch you up because my feed got split up. All right, so let me go from here. For years of appeals, he was freed in 2015 after police investigators uncovered phone records in his garage that defense lawyers said corroborated Brown's alibi. Afterward, his attorney embarked on a quest to get Brown's money for him spending time behind bars. First, they filed a separate compensation with the comptroller. But getting the state's funding required a declaration of actual innocence. Again, you guys, the word actual innocence. That means when they let him out, but they didn't grant him a statement saying that he was actually innocent. So they wanted to hold up the paper over some words. Let me get back to it. Actual innocence. Okay? When the comptroller refused his request the first time, Brown switched his tactics and instead he sued the city and county for wrongfully sending him to prison. Okay, so he switched it up. He said, I'm not going to go after the comptroller. I'm just going to sue the city and the county. All right. Last year, in the process of gathering evidence for the lawsuit, the district attorney's office found an email that heightened questions about whether prosecutors earlier in the case may have purposely failed to turn over evidence. All appointed Riley to reinvestigate, and this year, the longtime Houston lawyer determined that Brown was innocent of the crime. Okay? All right, so they hired a special attorney, a special investigator to come through and investigate. All right? And that investigator found that he was innocent of all crimes. All right? Let me go on. It says, still, the only way Brown could qualify for the state fund was if the judge revisited the case and signed a motion to dismiss that included the words actual innocence. Okay? So we back on the word actual innocence. But because the case was closed in 2015 when prosecutors dropped the charges, it was clear that the judge had jurisdiction to do that. Okay? The case, but didn't give him actual innocence. And that's why they don't want to give him his money. What's up, Duke Farrow? What's up, Duke? Trying to do some news you could use. That's what the Duke stands right there. He be Duke like, I'm about to give you some news you could use. What's up, Mr. Farrow? So they don't want to give him his paper because of from the phrase actual innocence, you guys. Okay? Let me go on. It says, eventually the judge decided that he did, but the comptroller begged to differ and denied Brown's second request for money. To attorneys involved in the case, that decision came as a surprise, especially in light of another recent wrongful conviction, and the comptroller agreed to give more than $500,000 in compensation to a Nueces County woman who was wrongfully imprisoned for the killing of her foster child. Okay, so they're confused. They say, how come you won't give him money, comptroller's office, but you'll give this Nueces County woman money? And she was wrongfully convicted, so she got her money, but he can't get his money. What'd you say, Betty Boos? No one cares. They just want a conviction. Sad. Yes. A lot of times, that's how prosecutors get reelected based on, well, district attorneys, based on the rate of prosecution. All right, let me get back to this. Last line. As in Brown's case, the judge went back to amend the dismissal to note that the woman, Hannah Overton, was actually innocent. All right, let me read that again. As in Brown's case, the judge went back to amend the dismissal to note that the woman, Hannah Overton, was actually innocent. So the judge did the same thing that the judge did in Brown's case, went back and ruled that they were actually innocent, except the comptroller still doesn't want to give Brown his money, but the comptroller did give Hannah, what's her name? Hannah Overton her money. So Hannah Overton got over $500,000, and I think she did 6 years, right? And so Mr. Brown, Alfred Brown, does 12 years, and they don't want to give him $2 million. Now, they both got a judge to preside, to say that they were actually innocent. So they both have their actual innocence. Let me read the last sentence here. Okay? This case is paradigmatic of the age-old adage, justice delayed is justice denied. Edwards wrote in this week's Court filing. It is time for Mr. Brown to finally have an opportunity to fully to litigate his claim. I was going to say to legitimize it because it sounds legitimate to me, but they want him to give him a chance to fully litigate his claim. What do you guys think about that? One lady could get it and one man can't. Let me see. Let me show you guys something real quick. I had to look it up. Let me look. Let me see what that say down now. Hannah Overton to receive more than $500,000 restitution for 7 years spent in prison. All right. Let me clean my peepers to make sure that I seen that right. It says Hannah Overton to receive more than $500,000 restitution for 7 years spent in prison. Okay. So that was the story that they were referencing to, and that's why his lawyer said, hey, we confused. How come she could get her money, but he can't get his? All right. How come he could get his money? No, she can get her money, but he can't get his. What's going on with the money, you guys? Let me know. Why is the comptroller treating these cases differently? Is it the obvious? I mean, let me not say the obvious. Let me say, is it the first thing that comes to my mind? Is it because of his skin color? I do want to know. I really want to know. I want to know, you guys, what's going on with that? 12 years on death row. And now, again, we saw the story earlier, and there were some people who were saying that they still don't believe that he's innocent, although there was evidence that was found that corroborated his alibi when he said that he wasn't there. And so my point is, no matter what popular belief is, it all goes on what the judge says. Once the judge slams that gavel, boom, you're done, right? So the judge gave him actual, factual innocence. But they still won't give him his money, y'all. What's going on? What is going on? What's that song? What's going on? Y'all tell me what's going on. One more time, if you guys seeing this for the first time, if you seeing this later, if you seeing this in 2025, hit the subscribe, turn on your notification bell. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to roll on. Roll on. I'm going to roll on to the next story. Uh-oh. What have we got here? What have we got here? Alabama woman charged in fetus death after she was shot and lost her pregnancy. Let me read that again. Alabama woman charged in fetus death after she was shot and lost her pregnancy. Okay, I'm a little confused. Let's see how this happened. Let's see what's really going on. Let me make these words a little bit bigger. I don't be wanting to admit it, but I can't see. All right? In Alabama, and whoa. In Alabama, look at my face. It's been a whole lot going on in Alabama lately. Let me get back to it. An Alabama woman was shot in the stomach last year and lost her pregnancy. Now the shooter has gone free and the woman has been indicted for manslaughter in the fetus death because police say she was at fault for initiating the shooting. All right? So she got shot in her stomach, lost the fetus, and then the police said, hey, she initiated. So she has been charged. Let me get back to it. Marsha Jones, 27, was charged Wednesday and taken into custody on a $50,000 bond. Jefferson County authorities said. Okay, so they got it for $50,000. Jones was 5 months pregnant when 23-year-old Ebony Jamison shot her in the stomach during a December 2018 altercation regarding the fetus's father, Alabama news station WBMA LD reported at the time. Okay? So they got into it over the father of the fetus, okay? So I don't know if he's the husband, baby daddy, and she's just the conceiver, and he was just the giver. I don't know what it is, but the whole altercation started over the father of the fetus. Okay, let's see what else is going on over here. Police initially charged Jamison with manslaughter, but the charge was dismissed after the grand jury failed to indict her, according to AL.com and WBMA-LD. The investigation showed that the only true victim in this was the unborn baby. Okay, so the investigation is saying, hey, out of all this stuff going on, the only victim was the unborn baby. Pleasant Grove, Alabama Police Department Police Lieutenant Danny Reed said, at the time of the shooting, it was the mother of the child who initiated and continued the fight, which resulted in the death of her unborn baby. Okay? So they saying that she was the one that kept the fight going. She initiated it and continued it. And so basically it sounds to me like they're saying the other lady was defending herself. And so she ended up losing her child and being convicted. All right? And she got convicted. Initially, they convicted the other lady, but police end up convicting her, saying that the only person who was wrong or completely innocent was the baby. Okay? Let me get back to this story. This is, wow. This is all over the place. All right? Again, the investigation showed that the only true victim in this was the unborn baby. Pleasant Grove, Alabama Police Lieutenant Danny Reed said at the time of the shooting, it was the mother of the child who initiated and continued the fight, which resulted in the death of her unborn baby. Reports of the indictment sparked outrage online, with actress Patricia Arquette calling Alabama laws unjust. NARAL pro-choice Alabama President Lice Hughes says, tweeting that this is what 2019 looks like for pregnant women of color without means in a red state. So they're saying that basically this is what happens in a red state. I'm trying to put that together, because it sounds like the other lady was protecting herself and she shot her, and it sounds like they're turning this into a anti-abortion type of thing. All right, let me read that again. Reports of the indictment sparked outrage online, with actress Patricia Arquette calling Alabama laws unjust. NARAL pro-choice America President Lice Hughes tweeting that this is what 2019 looks like for a pregnant woman of color without means in a red state. So they're trying to say basically that she was indicted because she is a pregnant woman of color. They're saying it has nothing to do with her initiating a fight and continuing a fight. So that has nothing to do with why she got shot. I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to understand. Is that what this lady, is that what Patricia Arquette is saying? Is that what Liz Hughes is tweeting? Is that what they're tweeting? I'm trying to figure that out. They're saying this is what pregnancy looked like in 2019 in a red state for a colored woman, okay? All right. Let me read the tweet. Patricia Arquette. She says, Marsha Jones was pregnant when she was shot in the stomach while in a fight with another woman over the baby's father. The fetus died. Now she's being charged with murder. Anti-abortion laws are unjust. She must not be charged. Okay, now I got some clarification. They're charging her with murder. Wow. So basically saying she started a fight. A lady shot her in self-defense, killing her baby. And now they're charging her with murder. I don't know how I feel about that. They're going to charge this lady. They're going to charge Marsha Jones. Now I get it about the abortion law. I'm reading this for the first time. We learn together. So now it's making a little bit more sense after reading Patricia Arquette's tweet. Once again, let me show you what the tweet says. It says, Marsha Jones was pregnant when she was shot in the stomach while in a fight with another woman over the baby's father. The fetus died. Now she is being charged with murder. These anti-abortion laws are unjust. She must not be charged. All right? What you say, Betty Boo? Wow. Now the father about to get knock up the other one. Ooh-wee! Did you just say that? The father is going to be loose to let go of the juice? Yeah, I said it. It's the weekend. So the father's still going to be loose to let go of the juice. Okay. That's a lot to hold on to right there. She got in a fight over the fetus's father. She continued the fight, started the fight. Another lady shoots her in the stomach. Okay, let me stop right there. Where should it be right there? You start a fight and get shot in the stomach. That should be the end of it. Like, I mean, if you want to charge, if you want to charge her with assault, see, that's kind of tricky. If you want to charge her with assault, I can even understand that legally. And I'm no smart legal mind. I'm not the end all be all of any type of law. I just be reading and I heard some things. But if they did want to charge her with assault, I could almost understand that if she did start something and assault another woman. In Alabama, if I'm not mistaken, that is a stand your ground state. So it is actually legal for this lady to whip out. Okay? And so if she did assault her, if there was some type of bodily damage, then I can understand that. But to charge her with murder because she got shot in the stomach and her fetus died, I don't know, you guys. That one is, that's deep. And like I said, it is a lot going on in Alabama right about now. They not playing about these abortion laws. They are serious. All right? They are serious. I've never heard of that. Somebody getting shot and then being charged with murder because their fetus was killed. All right? That's something to think about. Let me get back to it. Alabama American Civil Liberties Union Executive Director Randall Marshall said in a written statement to USA Today that the indictment signals another example of how Alabama is criminalizing pregnancy. Okay, so they saying that Alabama is criminalizing pregnancy. What do you guys think? Is Alabama criminalizing pregnancy? I don't know what to think about this one right here. I don't know. I'm lost. But I do think that you should hit the subscribe button. That is what I think. But I am trying to piece this together and figure out, how do you come up with giving her murder? Okay? How do you give her murder for her fetus dying? All right? She did start the fight. Again, whatever you would charge someone with for starting a fight, I understand that. And she got shot. I would think the judge might say, well, that might be punishment enough. Maybe you've learned your lesson. She also lost her fetus, but they want to go ahead and charge her with murder. All right? Get back to it. It says, indeed, Alabama is one of the most dangerous places in the country for a black woman trying to carry her pregnancy to term. See, that's where they're confusing me. Did this happen because she was pregnant, trying to carry it to term? Or is there law on a baby's death or a baby being killed while being a fetus? Is it overreaching their boundaries? Or are they really just trying to prove a point? Are they really trying to prove a point? Again, it says, indeed, Alabama is one of the most dangerous places in the country for a black woman trying to carry her pregnancy to term. So if a black woman is trying to carry her pregnancy to term, I am just trying to equivocate how Alabama wants to stop a lady from carrying her pregnancy to term. Because it almost seems like they want ladies to carry their babies to term. So that's what I'm saying. I'm getting so many things out of this here story. I really, really need some help with this. I might have to do some more digging and investigating. Digging and investigating. Digging in the crates. Let me see. Oh, her name is Ilisa Hogu or Hoog. I am butchering her name, but let me read her tweet. It ain't about your name, it's about your tweet. 2019. It says, today, Marsha Jones was indicted for homicide when someone shot her in the stomach while she was pregnant, ending her pregnancy. They said she started it. The shooter went free. This is what 2019 looks like for pregnant women of color without means in the red state. This is now. Okay, I guess you said this is now indicating that this is not the past. Alabama lawmakers passed a bill on Monday, passed a bill in May, banning near all abortions in the state at any stage of pregnancy unless the mother's physical or mental health is in jeopardy. And see, that's the sticking point. Are they calling this an abortion? Is this an abortion? Isn't abortion something that you voluntarily do? Because if you involuntarily get an abortion, I don't think that's even called abortion. Is there another word for that? Because I don't think she voluntarily offered for her child to get shot. I don't think that's, well, she did start fighting, but I don't think that she wanted her child to get shot. I don't even think people who start fights necessarily want to get shot, even though getting shot is a possibility when you out there running up on people. You can get touched. But I still don't know if they should call this, if they should give her murder, all right? Okay, Amanda Reyes, executive director of the Yellow Hammer Fund, a member of the National Network of Abortion Funds, which help women access abortion services, said in a statement Wednesday that the fund will assist Jones to ensure that she gets justice for the multiple attacks that she endured. Okay, multiple attacks. If she started the fight and she kept engaging in the fight, can you say that the other woman attacked her? All right, guys, it's getting tricky. There's a lot of language going on right here. Sometimes when you read these articles and you hear about these stories, you got to be extra particular to make sure of the language that's being used. You got to make sure that you understand the lingo. You got to make sure that you specifically understand and pay attention to the lingo. The lingo is important, you guys. All right. Today, Marche Jones is being charged with manslaughter for being pregnant and getting shot while engaging in an altercation with the person who had a gun. And I also want to know, I say that, let me finish, with a gun. Tomorrow, it will be another black woman maybe having a drink while pregnant. And after that, another for not obtaining adequate prenatal care, Reyes says in a statement to AL.com. Okay, so basically it sounds like what Reyes is saying is that Alabama is trying to take women and charge them for abortion for everything. Like she gave an example of drinking too much or not having proper prenatal care as a reason to take you and charge you with murder, I guess, okay? And so, yeah, this is very tricky. It's very tricky. And I'm just looking at it from the way that their law stands. Can you consider that an abortion if somebody else shoots you in the stomach? Even if you started, you guys. Even if you started, okay? That's tricky. That is a very, very, very tricky scenario, you guys. I don't know what to think about that. But look, what I do know is I'm going to roll on. I'm going to roll on to the next story. I'm going to roll on to the next story and see what you guys think about this. All right? Now, this guy, matter of fact, I'm going to play the clip and let you hear what need to be heard, and I'm going to follow up with just a few more details. Check it out. Let me see. Let me get to it over here. Thomas Gilbert Jr.
Jury in Lower Manhattan convicts 34-year-old Thomas Gilbert Jr. of murdering his wealthy father. Prosecutors claim the defendant was angry because his millionaire dad, Thomas Gilbert Sr., reduced his son's monthly allowance. The 70-year-old was shot to death in his East Side apartment in January of 2015. Jurors rejected an insanity defense. Gilbert will be sentenced August 9th and could face life in prison.
All right, so he's going to be sentenced August 9th. All right, now this guy right here, Thomas Gilbert Jr., he murdered his dad because he lowered his allowance, okay? His dad was paying, he was getting a weekly allowance. At first, he was getting $1,000 a week. Then his dad lowered it to $600, then to $400, and then the $300. Now, when it got to $300, he just lost it. He just couldn't take it no more. Not only was he giving him allowance, he was paying for his Manhattan apartment. He was paying for his car insurance, even tickets. He was paying for his complete whole lifestyle. All right? And when Pop said, no more, can't do that. You got to grow up. He was 30, in his 30s. And he went over and murdered his dad. This is what he did. He popped up at the house and he asked his mom to go get him something to eat. I read one article that said that he asked mom for a soda. And he knew that mom didn't have soda. They didn't keep soda in the house. So the mom scurried along. And listen, the article literally said the mom went and fetched the soda. So mom went and fetched the soda. And when she came back, she found her beloved husband dead and her son was gone. And what he did was he put the gun on the dad's chest and put the hand on the gun and tried to make it look like it was a suicide. All right. So he did all this because Pops was taking away the coin. Pops said, hey, man. Hey, say plow. I can't keep taking care of you. And what'd he get? He got killed. Okay. And so the other day, They came back with a guilty plea. Now, he tried to say that he was insane. The trial got pushed back for 5 years. And even the other day, he requested to get another lawyer. He trying to stall. That's a stall tactic. He's trying to put the skirt brakes on it, okay? And so now he is facing a life sentence. He is facing a life sentence. It's okay. Was he just spoiled rotten? Because literally it says in the article that that's when he started having problems, is when his dad started to cut him off. When his dad said, I'm going to start making you pay for yourself, that's when he started losing it. They said he started having some type of psychological problems, okay? So is spoiling your kids dangerous? I mean, what is really going on around here? This man right here decided that he wanted to come back and kill his dad. He wanted to kill his dad because his dad was lowering his allowance. All right. Once again, his name is Thomas Gilbert Jr. And his dad was a wealthy hedge fund guy. He was a hedge fund guy. So he had millions. Okay. And he was taking care of his son, and his son was getting mad, was getting angry that dad was taking away some of the money. Once again, he was giving him $1,000 a week, and that was on top of paying his rent, on top of his car insurance, $1,000 a week. And the guy graduated from Princeton. He was a legacy Princeton student, something of that nature, which means he went to Princeton because his dad went to Princeton. He had it made. You know what? I'd be good with look, they cut it down to $300 a week and he lost it. I would be good with $3 a week. Because ain't nothing given, baby. So is it too dangerous? Is spoiling your kids that dangerous? All right? Is spoiling your kids that dangerous? Hey, you guys, once again, my name is Tyrone Ervin. This is Soapbox Heroes. If you can, hit the subscribe button. Let me find it. Subscribe. Hit the notification bell. The notification bell looks like this. Let me show you. You see this bell right here. Bing! That's your notification bell. You hit that, bam. So you can be notified whenever we go live, whenever we do it big, because we do it big all the time. We got the best case scenario podcast. We have meme knowledge. In fact, later on tonight, we coming back and we got another surprise for you. I'm not even going to tell you what it is, but we got another surprise for you. So with that being said, once again, my name is Tyrone Ervin. This is Soapbox Heroes. And I got another announcement. Monday is going to be the first time ever that you hear my voice, me, over the FM station, over the FM broadband. What do they call it? Broadband. I'll be on terrestrial radio 101.5. That's in Houston. The power, okay? Monday, 10 o'clock a.m. Central Time. I'm going to broadcast on YouTube. I'm going to broadcast on Facebook. I'm going to try to get it out there. It's going to be the first time you hear me bumping my gums live and direct. Live and direct, once again, that's 101.5. The power. Power. I got the power. You got the power. I talked to my mentor about it. I talked to Ralph about it. Ralph said, I'll be disappointed in you if you didn't do it. So I'm going to get on my thing and make sure I bring it to you. This has been Soapbox Heroes. My name is Tyrone. I'm going to leave you with the wonderful sounds of Name Brand. I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.
Siege monstrosity. Siege monstrosity. Siege monstrosity.
Salute Death of the Clout Chaser. You guys make sure that you go subscribe to my God. Subscribe, like. Do all that. Turn on your notification bell. Let me turn this up a little bit.
Yeah, man, girl, we been through a lot. Swear you deserve a lot. Drive up to a dinner, I can smell from the lot. Squash in the skillet, got chicken in the
spoiled brat. Sounds like it, not Sinead.
You wanna be treated good.
You ready?
Later on, I'ma lay it down and eat it good. Kill it. Put the kitty in a box. Then it's back in the air. Traveling the planet, got a manager career. You say you understand, or you rather have me there. So my son can have daddy at the family affairs. Now my reality's cursed. Hoes in Atlanta got a fatty like a deal. And if they throw it at me, I'ma catch you like a Hail Mary. But I ain't trying to catch a hell. No fake broads in my circle. That means we ain't going back to square one. Cause I'm in it for the long. What's a couple million if you spending it alone? Praying you don't find out about the sins I commit when I'm gone. Get it how you live when you living on the road. Forget about it all when a nigga get home.
I got it. Put it on me, I got it. You be out there hustling, and I ain't trying to stop it. Yeah,
Betty Boos, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in, Betty Boos. Anybody on Facebook over there, if you tuned in, I appreciate it. Nashane, thank you for watching. I hope you're ready. You know we got something to do.
I don't wanna know. You when you signed up for this, I'll be flirting with these hoes.
Mama Z Harris, thank you for sharing. I really appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot.
A jet full of heat on it. I'm feeling like D-Wade running through MIA before I put the ring on it. Like she wanna go there, know about the life. And I school her like it's co-ed. Land in Miami and you know I got a show there. Rather stay at home, just in case I got a hold in. Yeah, the iPhone 5 going off in another room. Got a missed call in my call log from abroad, but my dog played it off like she never knew. My baby girl don't like the ridicule. Long as I'm coming home with the revenue. And I ain't bringing home shit that a doc couldn't cure. Well, I'ma need a checkbook and a good lawyer. Got the kid feeling bad cause she too loyal. Never say no, people say I'm too spoiled. Knowing she could snap back on your boy like Don C. Seen pics, but I tell her that it's not me. Having trouble with the fame, know it come with money, and I'm struggling with change. Funny how you still put the money on my name. Can't wait to put 100 in your brain. That's real.
I got it. Put it on me, I got it. You be out there hustling, and I ain't trying to stop it. Yeah, I know what comes with it, and I can let it go. Just don't let it get back to me, baby. Keep it on the low. 'Cause I don't wanna know. I don't wanna know. I don't wanna know. I don't wanna know.
I don't wanna, hey. Yeah.
She ain't gonna trip, baby, keep it on the low. 'Cause I don't wanna,
yeah. Yeah, that was Name Brand. You guys make sure you guys do tune in and check out Name Brand. You can get him on all the platforms. What is that? Apple, what is that? iTunes Music, Apple Music, Spotify, Google Music. You can even get him on YouTube. You guys make sure that you guys, hey, look out for your peoples. Look out for your folks. Once again, on Monday, 10 o'clock a.m., that's Central Time, I'm going to be on KHSX Power 101.5 FM, Houston, Texas, bumping my gums. All right, I'm going to be on there bumping my gums. Bumping. You guys can make sure that you guys check it out. Check it out. Hey, I don't need your